Hello and welcome to the Eternal Tournament Series Season 6, Week 7 Open. This is the final Open before the Last Chance qualifiers, and then next week the Invitational. So a lot on the line for a lot of players here. And joining me to help break down all the Eternal action and cow and utter nonsense that'll be going on today is Mark, aka Chibikawaii. How you doing, Mark?
Hello. I'm doing pretty good. I'm looking forward to today, and we're starting off with some really sweet decks. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I suppose we could frame these as really sweet. That's one way to put it.
Well, one of the
yeah, as we get underway here. So, let's go into this. So we've got Thundershot on Screaming Cauldron versus Phtephen on Argenport midrange. Yes. So let's get a breakdown here. We're going to be seeing a lot of Argenport midrange, so we'll put that off for now. How about we break down what Thundershot's bringing here?
Yeah, so Thundershot's bringing a nice Screaming Cauldron deck. Mm-hmm. So it does have 2 Felon Cauldron. Personally, think that needs to be 4. I don't know what you're doing with that card if you're not playing 4 of them.
I mean, I get not playing more than 2 Felon Cauldron because playing as little of them as possible seems like a good strategy. But I'm not on board with naming the deck after a card, and it's a 2 of.
Yes. Okay. Maybe that is my issue. But basically, what this deck is trying to do is it revolves around a card called Haunting Scream. Haunting Scream brings back a unit that costs under 4, right?
4 or less.
4 or less out of your yard, and it'll give it charge and flying. So what they're trying to do is spit into their yard, their void rather, their Desperados, their direwolf beast callers, or their Gorgon fanatics. Get them back, get them a hit, get those infiltrate triggers off, and really get the board going that way. So you're going to see things like Whispering Wind, Felon Cauldron. What else do they have in terms of discard outlets? Oh, those are the only discard outlets.
Yeah, the other big one is Lightning Storm because it kills all of your own units, puts it in the void, and you can bring it back. There's a few different ways to build Scream decks. Like we've seen it as just an aggro kind of tempo build. This is more of a controlling style where you see the Wisdom, you see the Lightning Storm, a lot of removal, and just ways to go through it. Scream went through a mini renaissance when Minotaur Lighthoof got buffed to 4 cost, where that card's been doing really well in the deck. And I think the metagame's well positioned for Scream right now. Like generally the enemies of Scream are things like Desert Marshal, Sandstorm Titan, Steward of the Past, and all of those cards are kind of seeing less play right now just because everybody's going crazy about Argenport. So I like where Thundershot's at with thinking about going to a Scream direction. I'm just not sure I'm totally on board with the removal suite he's packing here or the exact game plan he's going with Scream. But I'm excited to see how it plays out.
Yeah, I think it'll be pretty fun. And now I'm looking over Pterodactyl Stevens' list, and it looks this is pretty actually this is Kamado's exact list from a couple weeks ago, it looks like.
I don't know if it's Kamado's exact list. I don't think they were on the Sabotage tech yet. That's more of a thing that's
true. And
this week
and the Emerald Monuments as well.
Yeah. So this is just Argenport midrange getting further and further refined, where we've talked about they should probably be playing Emerald Monument, bumping up the power number, stuff like that. What to do in the early game. Some people were playing Talon of Nostrix. Some people were playing extra 2-drops in addition to Argenport Instigator. Now people are going with 4 Sabotage as a way to, in the mirror especially, it can just be about who has the Vanquishes and Slays for the other person's Tavrod or weaponed up unit, and being able to proactively use Sabotage in an early turn to hit those cards that make the difference can make all the difference. And Sabotage will also be pretty good in this matchup as well, being able to rip Screams and Cauldrons and Death Strikes. Like Death Strike's the only thing. Thundershot has 2 Death Strikes in the entire 90. That's the only thing that can kill Tavrod, for instance. But the rest of the deck still has lots of removal to hit everything else in the list. So it'll be fun to see how that all lines up, as it looks like players are
Yeah.
about to get underway here.
Well, it looks like they've actually already started going a little bit. So I'm looking. It looks like Thundershot. Well, Thundershot's got 2 haunting screams in hand, which are pretty good, but they're a little light on power. However, the Boris favor is really going to help them out. Looking over at Phtephen with a PH twice, Phtephen 2 times. There we go. Looking at Phtephen 2 times, we're going to see that sabotage coming straight out.
Yeah, opting to sabotage instead of play one of the 2 drops. The 2 drop Orange Report Instigator, and I like that line because it's the only unit in your hand. So you want to, if they have the removal for it, you want to protect it. But here comes Direwood Beastcaller. If this connects against Phtephen, Thundershot gets 2 5/5. So Phtephen's got to be a little wary of this. He used sabotage, took the scream, but saw the rest of Thundershot's hand, and it's just going to play out the Instigator.
Interesting.
To try and block this 1/1. Again, he knew Thundershot didn't have a removal for it yet, but Thundershot's going to swing in here anyways, because now if Phtephen blocks, Lightning Storm is live to kill this Instigator.
And with the additional Haunting Scream in Thundershot's hand, they'll be able to get the Beastcaller back next turn anyway.
Wow, Thundershot opting to let the unit live instead. Again, Thundershot hasn't used the sabotage this game, doesn't know the information or what's in Phtephen's hand like we do. Maybe wanting to use that Lightning Storm to, say, pop an Aegis on a Bartolo that could be coming down later.
Correct. And then, Thundershot hadn't used the sabotage. All right.
So now Phtephen gets to hold up Annihilate here. So here comes the Flying Charge Beastcaller. Phtephen will hit, or Thundershot hits A space, annihilates the Beastcaller, and will presumably block this Desperado, as not blocking it would still result in the death of his Instigator.
Less than ideal, certainly.
Yeah.
Now, Phtephen's got this Rune Hammer, but past that, not too much going on.
Yep, so Rune Hammer comes in, but Thundershot's got that triple Haunting Scream draw this game. Yeah. And the coast is clear. He knows there's not going to be an Annihilate held up. And Phtephen's going to lose the hammer, and Thundershot's going to have a 1/1 flyer, although that dies, but still leaves behind 2 5/5 beasts. And hey, there's the Bartolo.
And unfortunately, Phtephen 2 did not know about that 3rd Haunting Scream. Only saw the 2 when they sabotaged originally. Vanquish going to take out one of the Direwolf beasts, that Direwood beast. However, this Bart is going to be, get a little bit of at least get the Aegis popped with the.
No, I think Thundershot will just play out the 4/4 flyer in hand here.
Oh, fair enough.
Or you could play Desperado now. That was a very nice draw. Although Desperado can't really kill Bart because it has an Aegis on it.
But in conjunction with the Lightning Storm.
Yeah, but then you're hoping Bart doesn't get a weapon, and at that point you don't care about killing Bart.
Sure.
I would think about ace spacing here if I was Thundershot.
Yeah, I would have.
Because if they eat your Desperado, then your Lightning Storm finishes off the Impending Doom and pops the Aegis on Bart.
Yep.
But instead, you still have Desperado, and now if this is the awkward thing I was talking about. It's like, all right, you can, if they put a weapon on Bart, hit you with it, you can pop the Aegis with Desperado, but then Lightning Storm doesn't kill the Bart anymore.
Yep.
And if you Lightning Storm first to pop the Aegis, your Desperado is dead. So you're basically just trying to race the Bartolo here.
If they draw the 4th Haunting Scream,
sure,
this
is going to be a hope Phtephen doesn't find answers to Whispering Wind kind of thing. So that'll trigger Desperado, pop the Aegis on Bart, and then Whispering Wind just needs to find something that answers this Bartolo. The thing is,
another Bloodletter.
Thundershot. Yeah, Thundershot doesn't have a ton of answers to Bartolo. He's got 2 Death Strikes and 2 Permafrosts. The rest of his removal doesn't. So this Whispering Wind's going to have to find the right thing off the right card to get this to work, and we'll see if that happens. It does not. So, yeah.
And that was an interesting choice with the Whispering Wind. I was wondering whether they were going
Lightning
to be.
Storm.
I like that, right? Because it's giving you more chances to hit your Death Strike. Well, I guess you're not going to get another 2-drop. that way, or a 1-drop, right?
Yeah,
So
if you discard power, you have a shot at getting.
Well, you could get like.
But-
Okay.
But then there's all the other 1 and 2 drops that are
Yeah.
dead cards. So like, yeah, it's just a tough
Well,
spot.
To be fair, though, you have the chance of getting levitate as well.
Okay.
So at least would be like another.
Oh,
card
and then you
draw.
levitate. Yeah, you levitate before Desperado hits, and then
Yes.
you would kill. Yeah, so 4 levitate, 2 permafrost.
All right, so I guess
Yeah.
power.
So
might have
I
been
would have
right.
discarded power there as well. But anyways, like that was the thing I found a little weird with that line of play with Desperado with the Lightning Storm still in hand. Lightning Storm can be a useful card, not in this matchup. And it was his most useful thing was popping Aegis on Bard, as I said earlier, and there we saw it. You could use Desperado to pop Aegis on Bard, but it doesn't matter if he already has a weapon, and that's the only time you really want to kill a Bartolo anyways.
So how do you feel about these Withering Witches and Black Sky Harbingers in the board? I don't.
Well, I mean, this version of Felon Scream is leaning towards a more controlling style. So I get having them in there for certain mid-rangey matchups, like Titan-based decks that can be tough. And that might be his plan for answering like Tavrod post-board. I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like the best plan. You know, I'd rather just have more death strikes or feeding times, but I'm interested to see how it plays out because having a transformational style like that, I don't mind at all. Because
sure.
Withering Witch and Black Sky Harbinger are good cards, and you already are playing Lightning Storm, so it's not like Withering Witch is that crazy of a play anyways at that point.
Yeah, and if nothing else, it's another thing that will help pop Aegis's. But again, like what is he doing with that with Bart? Even if he were to pop an Aegis.
Well,
like, Annihilate's not doing anything. Suffocate's not doing anything as soon as a weapon gets put.
It's the permafrost that have to come in. Permafrost not good against Tavrod, but very good against Argenport in general. It hits everything else in the deck.
No, few things feel better than permafrosting and Impending Doom.
Yeah, now of course Argenport does play Valkyrie Enforcer, so it's not always a permanent solution, but it's still probably going to serve you better than some of your other choices. Annihilate's not bad here either, though, as far as removal goes. It just you kind of need it all, and when it doesn't line up, it feels pretty bad.
Yeah, so it looks like players are just getting ready. Few last quick changes, and then we will have Thundershot and Phtephen 2 times back with us.
Yeah, right now Phtephen is up 1-0. How do we expect their sideboard plan to go here? Because there's some interesting stuff here. Throne Warden, notably, is in the side. That's not something we've seen in Argenport mid-range much of before. I like the Protects. Protect is a card I always like, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for Protect to be strictly bad. Is Protect doing that much, though? Like, and
yeah, in this matchup, it's a good question. I mean, your opponent is just a pile of removal and units that they're trying to recur that have certain targeting effects. It's really, I like it more than Vanquish.
Sure.
So, like, if you're cutting Vanquish for something, are you cutting it for Copperhall Bailiff, or are you cutting it for Protect? Like, same with Slay. Like, these slow speed removal spells just aren't that good against Scream. Like, you want fast speed. Like, Annihilate at least is kind of useful.
Yeah, I actually don't hate Copperhall Bailiff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, like, that's so corner though. I was like, maybe they play a Dire.
It's good against Beastcaller. Yeah. It's better than Slay against Beastcaller, and it has a body.
That is true. And those war cries can stack up.
Yeah, it looks like this matchup is about to go underway. Steven's hand is not looking good. I'll expect him to ship that one off only at Justice Sigil. While Thundershot keeps his hand, it's just a bunch of units, but Minotaur Lighthoof is a unit with a very nice spell-like effect attached to it.
Yeah, because depending on how this game plays out, right, Steven's going to be able to play some units, and if Thundershot, I guess it depends. Steven's going to have to ship this hand. I don't think any way that you can keep it, but Thundershot's going to have the choice of either going Beastcaller or Desperado into that Lighthoof in order to give it unblockable and really get something going. So if Steven's got a problem unit on the board, Desperado is going to be able to get through. Otherwise, I imagine we're going to see two Direwood Beasts come down.
Yeah, the other cool thing that you can do with Light Hoof is it doesn't have to just target your own units. Sometimes you can target your opponent's units and pop an Aegis with it. I've done that line before as well. So
Is it really? Is it just a creature?
yeah, my Minotaur Light Hoof for each just give a unit unblockable this turn. So I've used it to pop many Aegises in like draft and constructed. But here we go. Steven finally mulligans that hand and finds a hand with a couple threats and a cheap removal spell and another cheap removal spell. Not a bad spot to be.
Right. Steven 2-time looking not so bad. We have double justice, double shadow. I'm fine with this hand. And you have Bart into Impending Doom.
Yeah, Bart doesn't do much until he does everything, right? He's one of those cards. He's either like, this guy's annoying until it's, this guy is killing me really hard because he has a weapon now. Yeah. So we'll see if he ever finds that weapon for Bart, but in the meantime, he's got lots of evasion, although Thundershot's got a hand capable of racing. Ooh, opening on the Desperado instead of the Direwood Beastcaller. How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I'm very mixed on that because like all you have to do is play this Bart and then it doesn't. I guess it would do a little bit because of that Bart is favored. You'd be able to pop the Aegis that way, but and I guess this gets to suffocate it, but I don't know. I don't know. It's like if I had Haunting Scream, I'd be a little bit more like I don't know. It's
kind of about thinking like what your opponent can do on their 3. They're either playing Bart or Valkyrie Enforcer. So like Desperado's way better into Valkyrie Enforcer.
Very true. Very true.
So whereas Direwood Beastcaller would just be a 1/1. So here comes Bart. And so Thundershot's got a way to pop the Aegis on Bart if he wants to at some point with that Bear's Favor, so he can just use Light Hoof here to get 2 5/5s, and that's what we're going to see. Meanwhile, Steven found some weapons for this Bart.
Yeah, I was about to say, this Bloodletter into Falchion is going to be a little bit of a beating, I would have to imagine.
Yeah, I think we'll see Bloodletter plus Annihilate here. Oh, no, Bailiff was the draw for turn, and he's just going to shrink down some units here, get that Beastcaller permanently shut off. But it means Bart's not going to start racing just yet, instead opting to hold up this Annihilate here.
I don't know how I feel about that. I think I would have rather have gone in for that, that 10-point life swing followed by a 18-point life swing. That's where I would have kind of gone with.
Yeah, here comes the Sabo from Thundershot. Those got, I believe, sided in. Yeah, 3 sabotages in the side, so Sabotage will take one of these weapons, the Falchion's permanent life gain, and I think that'll be what Thundershot opts to rip out of hand here.
Yeah.
But the Bloodletter is cheaper. Maybe you can he's concerned that Steven would draw like another cheap removal spell off the top and doesn't want them to get comboed together or something.
Yeah, but I mean like that permanent life, like gaining, like having that 12-point life swing a turn is a little bit much to deal with. You can deal with you could potentially race a 5/5. Oh wow. Take the Bloodletter. All right.
Takes the Bloodletter. Maybe also thinking about the fact of like the removal he has in hand is some Vera's Favor, and I believe he took out the Lightning Storm, but it might have been that thing where the +1 health is what he's looking at versus +3 health to Bart. And
sure,
that might have been part of the calculation here. I don't necessarily agree, but there's some reasoning you could pick up on with that.
Yeah, and I guess they're also hoping that they might be drawing to a Haunting Scream, because if they hit a Haunting Scream, then they have the 2 Desperados that can go ahead and get in.
Well, it's Wisdom off the top. Vera's Favor will pop the Aegis, I imagine.
Yeah,
we'll see an A space and a block for the 2/3 on the Desperado here.
Yep.
Ooh, and Thundershot only drew power off of that Wisdom.
Well, that means hopefully next turn will be a better draw. But this is exactly why I did not like leaving that Falchion, right?
I'm also not a huge fan of... Well, I guess you didn't know they had an Impending Doom, right? Because you only use Sabotage, because you're still playing Levitates. So it's like keeping that Desperado in play, and you already had one in the Void, meant you had both Levitate and Haunting Scream as outs to this Bart or removal to this Bart. Of course, they had an Impending Doom, and looks like the draw here is a Dark Return.
Yeah. I don't think is doing it. No, that's not doing anything. Oh, wow.
Thundershot just scoops it up.
Oh, poor Thundershot. We didn't even get to see a Felon Cauldron. I'm so sad. I'm so sad.
Don't think that was the reason he lost.
I don't know. Imagine if he had gotten 5 random cards at any point
and gained 5 life.
Yes. All right. That would have been a big game.
Sure.
He would not have been dead that turn.
You got me there. You got me there. All right. So Steven takes that one 2-0. No Tavrod necessary. That was just Bartolo doing all the flexing that game. You know, some decks have a plan A and a plan B. Argenport midrange has 2 plan A's. And they're both pretty good. It's like, all right, we put weapons on Bart or on Impending Doom or in Valkyrie Enforcer, or Tavrod's also plan A. And we saw it there where it's just these dueling problems that are tough to answer.
Well, and they both require very different answers.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like, I think that's the I think the essence behind what makes Argenport so good is it can attack on multiple angles very, very, very well.
Yep, and that's why the addition of Sabotage, I think, is a pretty smart move, because you're trying to line up your removal properly against it, and Argenport just has all these really nice standalone threats, and just being able to not only gain that information, but also take that one removal that does line up well against you can go a long way. And in the matchups where they're not as removal heavy, but they have cards that give Argenport problems, like, Obelisk, Sabotage can also hit those kind of cards.
All right, so I believe we're getting a backup match.
It sounds like we've got something spicy in the for a backup match.
I'm really excited if this is actually going to happen. Oh boy! All right.
Let me see here.
Is it HiThar with the spicy?
HiThar is on Dark Combre, which I think is a good choice for this meta game. Right, you're just taking Combre and basically splashing Banish and Slay and some other things, like a very light splash. But his opponent is the one that's on some real spice here. Looks like the infamous E, as I'm ducking in to see this from HiThar's perspective.
Yep.
Is at least on 4 faction. But I'm trying to grab this list to see exactly what we're up against here.
Are they on 4 faction, or was this kind of like was this they play a seal for like a random influencer to throw your opponent off?
No, there's a Fire Sigil in play.
Is there? Okay.
There's also a Talir in play now.
Yes, as you normally do in your 4 faction decks.
Combre combo: 4 Vodacon, 4 Talir, 1 Grimva, 4 Minotaur Ambassador, 4 Mystic Ascendant, 4 Amarin Archaeologist.
Oh boy.
So going real deep. Basically, the idea for this deck, it's called combo deck. It is actually a combo. And the idea here is once you have Vodacon and Talir, you basically dump your whole deck into play, right? And once you have a Grimva in play and your board is full, you just keep putting units into play and sacrificing a unit that's in play. Yeah. And you just kill your opponent. Because Grimva procs every time. And there we see Mystic Ascendant get eaten by a Scorpion Wasp.
Yeah. HiThar's got a ton of cards in hand, and they still have a Mystic Ascendant, an active Mystic Ascendant in play, with also a Night Chancellor's Rough. So I'm just going to be like, that's kind of rough. But
he's really 1 power away from activating Martial Ironthorn, and that's the key here. Yeah. Once Martial Ironthorn gets activated, this game is over. So HiThar's just praying to draw power at some point. He might Desert Marshal this Talir now. I think that's what HiThar's pausing and thinking about right now. There's a potential if you leave this Talir in play that Infamous E does just combo off this turn. Yeah. Like if Vodacon comes in with Destiny, Infamous E could just win. So if HiThar knows all he needs to do to win this game is draw 1 more power, it might be wise to use Desert Marshal now before Infamous E's draw step and try and cut down on the possibility of Infamous E winning right now.
Well, and like both players have access to deck lists, so HiThar knows that Infamous E does not have anything like Harsh Rule. So I'm a big fan of going ahead and playing the Desert Marshal on the Talir now. I don't see any. It seems greedy not to do that.
Yeah, so I don't have any information on what game we're on. I'm assuming this is at least game 2 as far as like post board goes. Okay, this is game 3.
Okay.
I don't know if that really changes anything. InfamousE may have brought in 4 extra archive curators, so I'm also thinking from like that perspective of like InfamousE might be able to silence Martial Ironthorn next turn. He already has 4 Desert Marshals main deck as well, but going through the Void, there's already 1 Vodacon in InfamousE's Void, so there's still 3 more in the deck, and here comes the Desert Marshal. So,
okay,
yeah, we speculated on that being the play, and we speculated correctly.
Yay! Oh, tier 2 emote for we. No, all right. Well, fun little side thing. We have a new emote for tier 2 subs. Look at that. Look at that.
All right, there's Slay. That's not power, so
no,
not quite what HiThar was looking for. Maybe see a Seraph Lotto here. Yep, there it goes.
Oh, Roland. Hey! I see your Teleron Rajua Roland. How do you do?
All right, so now all of these Justice units are immune to damage and have endurance. So things like Scorpion Wasp aren't going to mess with HiThar here. Although a Desert Marshal on Roland could shut off that invulnerability, and then Martial Ironthorn could, do some damage. Wow. InfamousE not even opting to put Talir in front of something or Sandstorm Titan in front of something and just scoops it up.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to HiThar.
Yeah, I'm guessing InfamousE's hand was maybe just power, and they knew they had no top deck card that got him out of that spot. Although, yeah, I guess not even a Mystic Ascendant with power could really combo off at that point. They had no combo pieces in play.
You could. Well, they could have ripped a Talir off the top. And then
Talir doesn't do anything until you draw a card.
Warp is not draw. Warp is play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe. Well, if they. No. Yeah. There's no way.
Yeah. So they have a Grimva, right?
Yes.
They have 3 Shadow Sigils total for it. They have to draw all of their Shadow Sigils to play Grimva.
Well, actually, so yeah, wouldn't that be possible then? They could have played Grimva, and Grimva.
Like
Grimva.
I don't think they had 3 Shadow Sources yet.
No, they didn't. But I'm just thinking in a hypothetical world, if they played Grimva and then HiThar can no longer activate Martial Ironthorn. However, they were at so low health it didn't actually matter. Yeah, this mana base is a little interesting for InfamousE now that I'm looking at it, or the power base rather. Yeah, the 1 fire for the 1 blood, like this might be blasphemy. I don't know if you need that Collis or that Grimva. It just seems like you're hurting your power.
It's just sweet. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, it's not really hurting their power that much because they're not even playing extra banners or seats or anything for that fixing. Like they're literally just playing 1 fire sigil for the.
Well, but in the 3 shadow sigils, like
yeah,
I'm just looking at the 4 awakened students, right? Like there's going to be a non-zero.
There's only 4 cards though that like can't cast awakened student. That's it. Like the rest of the deck is still Time Sigil, Justice Sigil, Comrade Banner, Seed of Progress.
I'm just saying, like it's a non.
They just have 8 ways of searching up those 4 sigils. It's an ambitious plan.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's a good one.
Yeah, it's just like Awakened Student is like one of the better cards. Like I would argue in the game.
I like that you're concerned about Awakened Student and not like the fact that they're playing 4 Vodacon 4 Talir.
Don't worry about it. That's fine. I'm happy. I'm happy with that. Like I can get behind the memes, or I can get behind playing like good cards. I have a hard time doing both.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I would not say there's enough amazing cards in here to say this is not fool on me. They're playing Bloodright Khalees in a deck with like an issue.
Yes, but they're also playing like I don't know. Then they're playing like Awakened Student. Like I feel like if you're playing Awakened Student, you're trying to do a serious deck.
No, they're just saying I need something to do early to block things with. Maybe it should just be Talir's favor.
But like I guess
in the sideboard.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess like why the sigils for these splashes? Why not like I don't know. All right. Well, what can you do? What can you do?
We can nitpick this deck all we want. I think there's more than one problem with it, but still very, very sweet. I think the biggest problem is it didn't win. So we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back with some round 2 action in just a moment.
We'll see you guys then.